Okay, I'm getting ready to record my second podcast, but I do want to let you know that if I'm not looking at the camera, it's because I'm talking in the mic and I'm looking at my computer, okay? Because the purpose of this is a podcast. This is the disclaimer I want to give you guys. This is a podcast, which means I am recording for the people who are listening and not watching. But you get a bonus because you actually get to watch me as I am recording this podcast. So it's a 2-in-1, okay? So if you just want to listen and not look at me, look at my laptop or over here at the mic, then just go to iTunes and simply, listen, SoundCloud, and just listen to it instead of watching. But I just want to put it out there because I got a lot of comments back on the first one saying that I did not look in the camera enough. Well, it's because when I come over to look at the camera, then I'm away from the mic. So I need to stay at the mic and pay attention to my levels on my laptop, okay? But I will give you love, like I'm giving you love before I start recording, and I'm gonna come back and give you some more love at the end of the podcast, okay? Just stay tuned, sit still, just watch me do my thing. But the point of all of this is just to listen to the words that I'm about to say, because that's what's important. It's not important if I'm looking at the camera or if I'm over here at the mic or looking at my laptop or looking down at my notes. What's important is what I'm saying, and that's the most important. So thank you to my sister who brought that point up, and whoever else who brought it up but did not leave a comment. But I will give you some more love looking to the camera. But right now, I'm getting ready to get started over here, all right? So let's check this out. Welcome to Defining Life Path Podcast. I'm your host, Cynthia Meeks, and today's topic is walking backwards to your purpose. Let's get started.
I didn't want to distract you.
Sorry. Okay, get your charger.
I heard you call me.
I didn't call you. I'm getting ready. I'm trying to record this podcast. Why would I call him?
Hello,
They
guys.
can't see you. Now they can.
Hi.
Okay.
I'm this beautiful lady's son.
Okay, let's get back to the podcast. Here we go. Have you ever tried walking backwards? I mean, literally just get up and walk backwards. And I know that sounds kind of funny, but as a child, we often do crazy stuff like that, and that's walking backwards just so we can bump into something and fall and start laughing. It's the feeling you get as a kid when you do silly things like that, because you don't think it's harmful. You like the feeling of it, the unpredictableness about it. And so that's what I did today. I walked this morning in the mall before the mall opened, and I went in the mall. As you know, there's like long hallways in every mall, and when you're walking in the mall, you always like to take those long hallways because it make you feel like your walk is longer. And so this morning, and this is not the first time, but this morning I just thought about, there's a message in this. So this morning I started to walk. I walked all the way down the long hallway, and then on my way back, I turned around and I walked backwards. And of course, there's a lot of people walking in the mall in the morning time, a lot of elderly people, but I'm sure that they were going to see me, so I didn't mind walking backwards. I wanted to get this feeling. And so walking backwards, it gives you a feeling of scariness. It makes you feel very scary because you don't know if there's something you're going to bump into, or is somebody back there. You just don't know. You don't even know how far you're walking when you're walking backwards, because somehow you walk faster when you're walking backwards. I guess you're trying to help and get to a bumping point or something. But it gives you a feeling of not only being scary, but a feeling of excitement. I could feel the wind through my hair walking backwards. It gives you a sense of a childishness feeling, because that walking backwards, it makes you feel like a kid again. I found myself laughing, by the way, too. As I was walking backwards, because it's like, it's a fun, it's a scary, it's unpredictable, it's uncomfortable, and it can be accidental because you don't know if you're going to bump into something. But the feeling is that I can say about walking backwards, the feeling you get is like when you are taking a risk or you're stepping out on faith. The feeling of walking backwards and the feeling of stepping out on faith is both the same, because it's scary, but yet it's exciting. It's unpredictable, but yet, you feel the wind, and you just have something that's keep pulling you backwards or pulling you forward. I don't know which way. I guess it is. It's pulling you backwards, but forward in a sense. So it's like God is walking ahead of or in front of you, and you're just being pulled in that direction. So hear me out. Though, if you get a chance and you're listening to this podcast, I just want you to get up and go in your backyard or your front yard, or go to a place like the mall when it's empty, of course, or a safe place, or like a empty parking lot, or a track, and take the feeling and get the feeling and walk backwards. I'm telling you, it is so liberating. It is exhilarating, and it just gives you a sense of unstableness. Unstable, uncomfortable. And I want you to get this feeling, especially if you are stuck and you don't know what your purpose in life is. You don't know, and you're feeling unhappy. You're feeling like you want to change, and I like to talk about this because we all get this feeling of stuck, of depressed, of questioning, what am I doing? What am I supposed to do? I don't care who you are on this planet. You are going, what language you speak, what religion you are, what color you are, you will question yourself about your purpose. I don't care how much money you make. I don't care if you don't even make any money, if you don't have a job. Especially if you don't have a job, you're questioning yourself about your purpose. Why are you here? Did you come here for this life that you're living? But if that's true, then why are you so unhappy? Think about that. Why are you so unhappy? Matter of fact, write it down. Why am I so unhappy? And then jot down the answers that pops into your head when you ask yourself that question. Why am I so unhappy? And the reason being is you're not living your purpose. You're not living your purpose. You're ignoring the thump that's in your heart. You're ignoring the feeling. You're ignoring that child, that inner child that once had a purpose when she was smaller or he was smaller, and you ignored it as you got older. And the more and more that you got, as you started to age, the resistance was there, and the conditions was pulling you in another direction. And so here you are at 30. Here you are at 35, at 40, at 45, at 50, and still having to apply to jobs that, first of all, is not going to pay you what you're worth. It's not going to fulfill your desires, and will still leave you unhappy once you get it. Now, you're going to get happy because you got a job, and now you'll be able to get a paycheck. But is that the real purpose? Is that your purpose? Is that what you're supposed to do? I just want you to know that we are all born with a purpose. And I'm going to say this until I open up the heavens in your mind. We all are born with a purpose. And this purpose can fulfill all the happiness of every corner of your mind, of your body. It will just, I don't care how much money you're not making or you are making in your purpose. The point is you're happy and you're fulfilling that purpose that you came into this earth and this world with. You came into this world with a specific purpose. It's not, some people think, oh, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I just graduated and then I just figured it out. I just went and got a job. Okay, but that was the easy thing to do. Because when you're walking and you're trying to find your purpose, it's hard. It is a big deal to get on that path. It's hard because the resistance will be there. But you have to fight. And the resistance that I'm talking about, I'm talking about the resistance of having to go do the research, having to go discover who you are, having to go tell people, okay, this is what I'm going to do. And then they tell you, well, there's no money in that. Or they tell you why they want to know, why are you doing this? Why are you quitting this job? Why are you doing that? That's the resistance I'm talking about. And you're going to have to learn how to fight through it. Fight through that. If you have the type of person who got to go tell everyone what you're doing, then you're setting yourself up for them to have a conversation about what you want to do or your life. So I want you to shake up some things in your life by just getting up and walking backwards and laughing and feeling goofy and feeling childlike and feeling unnerved, uneasy, feeling unstable, feeling the feeling of uncomfortableness. That's the feeling I want you to have. Because once you start and you get on that feeling, then that other feeling that's inside of you, that purpose that's in you, you will take the first steps towards that. You will actually say, you know what, now that if I can walk backwards and feel goofy and silly and all this other stuff, then I'm going to get out there and try to take the first step on doing what it is I'm supposed to do. What it is I'm supposed to do. And that's the main point to this. What I want you to do from here on out, or until you actually discover what it is you're supposed to be doing, I want you to take 10% or 1/10, not 10%, well, I guess it is 10%. 10% of your salary that you're making right now, the one that you give to the church, the offering or the tithing that you give to the church, and I want you to sow that seed into yourself. Bless yourself. Because when you start taking that money and blessing yourself and making yourself happy, then you can go and bless others and help others. But you can't go out there and look for a blessing if you're not blessing yourself. And I know you guys probably saying, what is she talking about? Wait a minute, that's not right. It's in the Bible. I'm telling you, in order for the universe to work in your favor, in order for you to wake up the God within, you got to pay attention to yourself. You got to start waking up yourself. You have to start making yourself happy. And just because you're giving money out to the church or whomever, and you're still feeling unhappy about your situation, that's not happiness. So how about taking that 10% and going to take that class that you've been wanting to take to give you the skill that you need? Or how about taking that money and going by that, putting it in the savings and save up for that camera that you've been wanting to do so you can start that YouTube channel, or you want to get that laptop. But I'm telling you, you take that 10% and put it into yourself. Feed yourself. Before you go try and feed others, you need to feed yourself. You need to feed your desires, the ones that you have, and allow the universe to open up those opportunities for you and get what you need. And then at that moment, when your happiness starts to arise and your happiness level and things start changing in your life, then you go out and then you go take that 10% and do whatever you want to do with it. Bless a friend who her bills are due, and help her get on her purpose, or give it to the church, and wherever you want to do. But you need to take the money and bless yourself. Put the money into yourself. Sow the seeds into yourself, and stop looking and waiting to be blessed. And bless yourself. Because God is within. And when He sees that you're putting some effort towards yourself, then He will move with you. And I know it's so hard because so many people don't know how. They get stuck and they don't know how to move. They don't know how to go from this point to the next point. A lot of us are like that because we don't have the resources, or we think we don't have the resources. But I'm here to tell you, Google is a wonderful thing these days, okay? The internet, there's so many things on the internet in this decade that was not there 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago. So Everything you need is right. I'm literally at your fingertips. And I don't even care if you don't have a laptop or you don't have the necessities to get the things you need. You can go to the library. There is no excuse. There's no excuse. And even with the people involved with the shutdown, you know, I want to talk to you guys for just a second, okay? Especially the ones who get online and they are talking about their bills are due. Okay, there are so many opportunities right now to call up these companies where your bills are due and say that you are a part of the shutdown, and they will work with you. Now, I know that off firsthand. They will work with you. They will push a couple months back. They will ask you, when do you think that things will turn around? But they are working with you. They are not oblivious to what's going on. So in the meantime, while you're going to work and you're not getting paid, then there's so many opportunities out there right now that you can do and can get paid, little side jobs. Or this is the perfect opportunity to listen to your desires within. And you know that you can cook, and you know, make you some meals and go sell them. Write your cookbook, people. I'm telling you, there is no reason for poverty at this day and age. And you can fuss at me, you can leave your dirty, mean comments. I don't care. But at this day and age, you have to turn off the TV. You have to turn off whatever that's feeding your negative mind. You have to turn that stuff off. And you have to go within. And then you have to say, you know what, there is something that I want to do, and I've been wanting to do it. And I'm going to actually step out, and I'm going to research, and I'm going to talk to some people and get out of my comfort zone and find out what it is how I can actually get into that and start doing that. It's just that simple. If you got all these people from Louisiana who are coming up with these ideas, just getting on Instagram, becoming instant millionaires. And when I say instant, I know it's taken 2 and 3, 4 years to get to that point. But they had to start from somewhere. They had to start from somewhere, and half of them don't even have college degrees. They don't use the right language. I don't even use the right language all the time. But you know what? I'm not going to allow that to stop me. Just because something slip out and it's not politically correct, or it's not the correct English or what have you, it's not going to stop me from moving forward, because eventually I'm going to get better and better and better. And then then there won't be any mistakes. And then they're going to say, well, how did she get to that point? Well, it's because right now, I'm starting right now. And I'm putting both of my feet forward, and I'm just moving. And I'm allowing the universe to move with me. In my last podcast, I talked about knowing your personal year. Knowing your personal year is so important. I have a video on my website. If you go to my website, www.defininglifepath.com, you will see a flyer with, it's called the Personal Year Vision Board. It will teach you, you click on that, you pay the $9.99, and you download you go, it gets in your link for the YouTube video. You watch this video. It will help you calculate your personal year. It's so simple, very simple, but it will give you some accurate information, and it's going to shock you, people. It will have you, because not only will you know your personal year, but I give you a full hour of personal years 1 through 9 that will help you understand where you are in this year of 2019 by using your personal year. It will let you know these feelings that you're feeling, that it is real. It's not fake. It's real. The feelings that you're feeling, the way that you're feeling, it's real. And you go home and nobody else know what you're feeling, because you keep it inside. But you get up every morning, you complain about going to this job, about what your manager said. It's just negative after negative after negative. And then you go to bed, and then you say your prayers, and you, Lord bless me. But then you don't ask for the right things, Because first of all, you're waiting to at night to talk to God, and God is within, and you can talk to God all day long. And you're not asking the right questions. So you're not getting the right answers. You need to ask the right questions. And the right questions is, what is my purpose? Where am I supposed to be in my life? What am I supposed to be doing right now? Am I on the right track? Am I feeling, is this feeling that I'm having, is this real or is this fake? Those type of questions, real live questions to your God within. And when you start to question God within, then hey, you won't get nothing but answers. Because the next day you're going to get fired. Okay? I'm sorry to say it. The next day something is going to happen to where your questions will be answered, and you will clearly see it because your world is going to shake up. If you question them about your marriage, you're going to find something that shows the reason why you're questioning them about your marriage. If you question about your job, you're going to get fired, or something is going to go down at the job that's going to push you to the point you need to be pushed. Whether it's fired or whether it's to get a raise or go to another department. I don't know. All I know is that whatever you ask, then your questions will be answered. That is, I know. And then when it happens, then you're not ready. Oh, I wasn't ready now. Oh, I got fired. Oh, I cannot believe they fired me. But you were just questioning, and every morning you hate to get up to go to that job. So, I don't want to, go off on a tangent like I always do, but I'm so passionate about people and people discovering their purpose. That's so dear to my heart, and I know that, and the reason why, because we've had so many deaths in our community, meaning our black people taking other black lives and people dying unexpectedly. It's a lot. And every time I see someone who has passed on, or my nephew was killed, or, my classmate passed away, then I don't think about, are they going to heaven? That's my last thought. That's my last thought. Because they have a guardian angel, and God is within. And no matter what, you or I do not know what's on the other side. But I do know that if they was in a gang or shot by someone just randomly shooting, or cop, or something unexpectedly happens and that person passes away, I know that their purpose was not fulfilled. I know that. And unless they're older, or unless they, there are always situations, but that's what I think about when I see on Facebook someone saying, pray for my family, this has happened. The first thing comes to mind is, I wonder, did they ever find their purpose for this life? Because that's why we're here, people. We're here to make a difference. We're here to take care of this universe, this earth. We're here to take care of that. And that's why we come into this world with a purpose. Everybody, from the Eskimos all the way from wherever, we are all born with a purpose. And I'm going to say this, and I said it in my book, being poor is a myth. Being poor is a myth, people. It's a role that we play, and some of us get out of that role, and some of us get stuck in that role until we leave this earth. It's a myth, because God is giving abundance to everybody. Everybody. But you get stuck in that role of poor, that poor role. You get stuck there because you're watching the news, you're on social media, you're reading stuff, and all you see is other people doing it or making it, or you see fear. People instilling fear in you. And so you get stuck right there. But being poor is a myth. You don't have to be in that situation. And you damn sure don't have to be jealous of somebody else who's gotten out of it and have found the keys to get out of it. I call myself a life path mentor because that's what I am. That's what I am. I'm a life path mentor. And I am here and I'm on my purpose. And my purpose is to help people find their way. Find their way, change the conditions, remove and deprogram all the negative conditions that has been put onto your shell since you came here. It's time to get back to the reason why you are here. So when you find the reason why you're here, then you will help your children find the reason why they're here. So they won't follow in your footsteps and their children won't follow in their footsteps. We all deserve abundance, and prosperity is for all of us. We're not given a tag that says this one gets prosperity, that one gets to live poor, this one gets prosperity. That's not how it is. That's not how it was supposed to be. But somehow with this society and people, some people get labeled. Some whole communities get labeled. A whole race of people get labeled. And in order to change those labels, we got to start finding what our purpose is. I don't give a shit if you don't have an education. I don't give a shit if you got 12 kids, 12 baby daddies. I don't give a shit if you're living with someone. There is always a way out and a way to get on your path. There's always a way. Always. And if you keep listening to my podcast or you go get my book, Numbers, Angels, and God, it will help you get started on your path, on your purpose. I'm telling you people, I'm not stopping. I'm going to continue to do these podcasts every single day if I can, uploading them so you can watch and get inspired. You can watch and get inspired in me, and I'm going to beat Numbers, Angels, and God in your brain until you get it. In your brain until you get that book and you sit your ass down and you read it. And you email me with all your questions, and I'm here willing to answer all your questions. Don't wait until the news media get the book or till you hear it or till 1 million copies are sold. You get the book now and you get in it and you read it and you read it again and you read it again and again. And then you get your children involved and let them read it. And then you read it to them. And you do whatever it takes to get you up and running, to get you up and motivated, to get you up and inspired, to get you up with hope. And then you give it to your cousins and let them read it. And then you give it to your mother and then your father and then your siblings and let them read it. That's how we have to be in order to get out of this role of being poor, having less, making less than $50,000 a year. This is not, no one put this label on us, but we jumped into this role because of society, but we don't have to get stuck there. We don't have to get stuck there. We all have a story to tell. And I just want to say, people who raising children, okay, quit trying to let these ministers raise your kids. You, as a parent, you have to give them the vision of another reality than what they're seeing. Another reality, a reality that will change their view on life. And even if you got to go to the library and check out some books with, you know, $1 million homes in them, or travel through those neighborhoods, or if you have to get some books on some other countries, other islands, something what they can be able to see and have a vision of what of the other world out there, or the other places out there other than what they see every day. Because we all don't have, like, everybody don't have the opportunity to live where they want to live because they make a certain amount, or they are on, and you know, this what they call fixed income, which I don't know who fixed it. I don't know who said this is a fixed income. So hear my voice today and know that if you're making less than $50,000, and $50,000 is not a lot, but at least it's a start to get you where you need to be. But if you're making less than 50,000, people, get the book, okay? If you're making over 50,000, get the book, okay? It doesn't matter what you're making, because if you, whatever you're making, you're not happy. Whatever you're doing, if there's a little bit of unhappiness within you, and I'm not talking about the kind of happiness what you do when you settle. When you just settle and you say, you know what, I'm comfortable. That's not happiness. Happiness is when you are doing something from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed because it makes you feel so good, and somebody else is getting inspired, or you motivating somebody else, or I mean, you know, that's happiness. Not when you on social media taking a bunch of pictures at the club, or taking a bunch of pictures because you got a new outfit. That's not happiness. That's just for show. And I'm not the one for show. I'm the one for proof. I want to show you how I was able to manifest a lot of things in my life. Going from homeless, not having a roof over our heads, buying my son a car, going to, and then ended up homeless, but not the type of homeless but the type of homeless where we were living in the Marriott, okay? It's still homeless. I don't care which way you look at it. Homeless is homeless. Where we were living in the Marriott, and went from the Marriott to living in a Airbnb, and went from living in an Airbnb to living with my friends until I bought my very own home. Okay? But the point is, I didn't give up. And the point is, I did something that had to do with candles and unemployed angels and my children, that allowed us to have the things that we have, okay? And you can have the same things, and you can do the same thing. If it worked for me, it will work for you. And I'm here to spread the message, because some of us are stuck. Some of us are actually stuck, and we don't know how to get from being stuck. And a way to get from being stuck is that you take that leap of faith and you walk backwards. And you get that funny feeling. You get that uncomfortableness. You get that unpredictableness, if that's the word. You get the scary feeling, but you get the excitement. You get the awesome feeling from it. And then you get up and then you move, people. You move. And then you connect with God, the one-on-one relationship. The one-on-one relationship of the God within. So this is how you connect with the God within. You talk to yourself. Because God is within. So when you're talking to God, when you're talking to yourself, you're talking to God. You can do it in the mirror. You can just do it sitting at your bed. I suggest you not do it on your knees. I suggest you sit in the bed, sit in a chair, look in the mirror, and you talk to God. And you say, God, you know, what's up? Hey, this is your girl Cynthia. And I feel like I'm kind of smart. And I know some things. But, I don't have what other people have. But I heard that everybody's born with this purpose. So if everybody's born with this purpose, then, I know I could do more than just have kids. I can do more than just go to work every day for somebody not making what I deserve to make. Or, God, I'm making $60,000, and I know some people think, oh, that's some money. I'm making $70,000. Oh, that's money. But I'm still not fulfilled because I still don't have that big position and that high position in the other offices. And I'm smarter than them, but they got that position, and I'm still sitting here. But I'm making good money. And then next thing you know, you get fired. And then the next thing you know, opportunity, somebody call you up and say, hey girl, did you hear about this position? Or next thing you know, someone said, hey, I want you to come over and do this talk. Because you work at this place and you know about this stuff. I want you to come over and talk about it. The opportunities will come. You don't have to worry about how. You just walk backwards, people. You just get up and you walk backwards. You don't know where you're going. You don't know if you're going to bump into something. But you just do it. You walk backwards. Because even though you're walking backwards, you're still walking forward. Because you're still going in that direction. You're just not looking at where you're going. And that's what faith is. That's nothing but faith. That's it. And then you will see when you turn around, the first thing will pop into your head is, how did I get here from there? And I'm here? Who knew? But then I don't want you to start feeling unworthy because you got yourself from there to here. Because if you got there, you're worthy. Okay? You're worthy. And it ain't crazy that you're there. It's because you asked the right questions. And God moved you to the right place. See, it's not about the prayers. It's about the questions when your eyes are open. When your eyes are open and you sitting up and you conscious and you're in your mind and you're in your head and you're talking to the God within, which is you, but that God within that keeps giving you that thump, 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 thump. And it ain't gonna stop till you do what you need to do. And some of us don't get to do that because some of us don't have enough confidence that we can do that. And that's where I come in. And that's why I'm here. And that's why I have this memoir for you to read so you can get the confidence. And that's why I want to help you learn what your life path is. Because you were born with a blueprint. And that's why I want to help you know where you are every single year. The year crosses over. What's your personal year? So you'll know which way to go that year. So you'll know if they fire you on your job, oh, it ain't no problem. I know something is coming because I'm in my year 1, or I'm in my year 2, or I'm in my year 3 or 4 or 5. See, that's where your confidence come in, knowing your power, knowing who you really are. And I don't give a shit about you, a Capricorn or Pisces or Cancer. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about you, the person who was born on that day, who have the energies of this life path, who have the energies of a destiny number, who have the energies of a born gift. That's the power I'm talking about. Because when you know that, nobody can tell you nothing. I promise you. Nothing will stop you. Not even Trump, okay? Not even that wall he's trying to build. Nothing will stop you. Nothing, people. Get up and walk backwards, okay? I encourage you to get up whenever you listen to this podcast and get stupid and get crazy and get unpredictable, uncomfortable just by walking backwards. Go to the track. Don't go somewhere where you're going to get hit. Don't go on the freeway nowhere. But go somewhere where you feel safe to just walk backwards and you know nothing is going to stop you until you stop and decide when you want to stop to turn around. Okay? You get up, you walk backwards. You see how you feel. You start writing a journal. You go on my website. You buy my book. You buy the video. And you get started on you get started. That's day 1. You get started. That's all I want you to do is get started. It's 2019. It'll be 2020 in less than 10 months. You need to know what personal year you're in, so when 2020 comes, you can be prepared for that year already. Knowing what year you're going in. And that's all I'm saying, is that once you start, you won't stop. You just got to get started. That's the big thing. You just got to get started. Right? You got to tell the kids, you know what? I need y'all to pipe down. I got to read this book because this girl has been bugging me. I've been watching her video, her podcast. I've been listening to her podcast or watching it on YouTube. I got to get this book. I got to get this book. Okay? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this podcast. And I just want to say, if you are out there and you are unhappy and it's because you're not living, that voice, that feeling inside, and you're just not living your purpose, or you're not on your purpose, or you're just unhappy because something in your family, your finances, whatever it is, get happy. Find the reason why you're not happy. There's no reason for the depression. There's no reason to be unnerved and down about anything today. And if you like that, then turn off the news. Get off of social media. Get off of whatever is changing your emotions. Change it. Especially if it's your career situation, if it's your living situation. Go get the book, people. Go get the book, and let's get excited about seeing supernatural miracles that are in modern day time today. Go get the book so you will see the supernatural miracles that happened with my family and what we did to change my situation, our situation, and then you can start changing your situation. This is Cynthia Meeks. I'm glad you were able to join me again. Please leave a comment, like, subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. If this is a podcast, definitely leave me a comment. If you're watching this as a podcast, definitely leave me a comment. And follow me and follow this podcast because there will be more to come. Bye-bye. Hey, it's over. It's over. It's over. I hope that I was able to give you a lot of eye contact, because I am talking to you, even though I'm talking into the mic. I am talking to you because I want people who are watching this to get the feeling behind the words that I'm saying. I hope that as you're watching, you're growing, you're getting something out of this. Continue to watch. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to continue to record as much as I can. My podcast, I'm going to continue to come up with more programs. Right now, if you don't have the book, go to www.defininglife.com. defininglifepath.com, and that way you'll be able to see the video, the personal year vision board video, so you can understand and learn and get to know what year you're in. Download the video, watch it as many times as you want, and then go and get you a vision board started. Okay, it's very important to get to this personal year vision board started. If you have a vision board, watch the video anyway, because if you're missing something, it will help to know what you're going to go through this year and next year, and then you can reflect on what happened the year prior just by watching the video. Okay, get the book. If you don't have the book, get the book as an ebook, or you can pre-order the paperback that's coming in June. But I would rather for you to get the book now and read it and get some understanding and get some movement in your life and get your ass up and walk backwards. Thank you. I love you. Take care. Bye. See you next time. Love you.